I don't know the words to the Darkwing Duck theme song, so I made some up, but they don't rhyme or scan at all. This is not quite the cursed Let's Play. We're not at Faxinadu levels here, but this is the third time today I've tried to record some Darkwing Duck for you guys, because I live in the state of Florida, and the state of Florida, if you don't know, has this crazy thing where we get random thunderstorms out of absolutely nowhere that last 18 seconds and then vanish without a trace. And the house that I live in... Hold on, what level do I want to do first? We need to do... I think this level first. Yeah, Wolf Duck's level, the center of the city. He goes berserk when the moon is out, so let's attack him during the day and we won't have this problem. I actually don't remember much about the Darkwing Duck cartoon. I didn't watch it. I think I was just a little bit too old for those kind of cartoons by the time Darkwing Duck hit the scene. Says the man who watched cartoons well into his 20s. But the house that we live in, we don't have any attic space, we don't have a crawl space or anything up there, so when it rains, it gets incredibly loud. There's no insulation. There's nothing to keep the noise out of the microphone. So, I might end up... Ooh, I forgot you were there. I might end up repeating myself in this Let's Play a little bit, and I'm going to explain why. Because whenever you have to record the same footage more than once in a row, what ends up happening is you will try to repeat yourself a little bit, because maybe you told a fun story that you want it to be in the finished video, but because it's the second time you've recorded today, maybe you don't remember if you started the story already or where you were in the story. So that is a thing that might happen. This is Darkwing Duck for the NES. Like I said, I was a little too old, I think, for cartoons at this point in time. Now, I don't want to say I was too old for cartoons. I just was probably watching different stuff and was not prioritizing Darkwing Duck. So as a result, this was a pretty late NES game too. Was this the, was this after... No, we didn't have a Super Nintendo that early. I don't know why we never played this game as a kid, but no, I never did. I'm trying to think now, like, what prevented me from playing Darkwing Duck? It's a good game. It's basically... You could really see the Mega Man influence in this game. We're going to put an arrow on the wall here so we can jump up here, and I think... Oh, there's supposed to be a bonus level there, but I guess it doesn't show up all the time. The game has just secret bonus levels hidden in points in space. The instruction manual to this game says you have to shoot up into the sky to find them, but you can't actually shoot up into the sky. Like all Capcom instruction manuals from the 90s, it doesn't make any sense. But, no, I was not into the Darkwing Duck cartoon as a kid, which explains why I don't know the words to the theme song, and I never played the game as a kid. In fact, I was well into adulthood before I played some Darkwing Duck, and because of the Mega Man influences, I'm sure, I do enjoy it quite a lot. We're going to put a arrow right there so I can get these two 1-ups. The reason I like to do this level first is because you get the arrow upgrade. There's 3 different weapons Darkwing Duck can get. There's the arrow, and then there's the 2 that don't matter and you never use. And even the arrow is only very situational. It does a little bit of extra damage when you fire it, and you can stand on it and hang from it as well. So as you can see, we're going after, what is it, Wolf Duck? I don't know any of the villains from this show, or this game at all. Like, I'm sure if you watch the cartoon, like, all these villains... You know what I must have been watching around this time was Batman the Animated Series. Must have been my jam around this time. I'll bet, without doing any exhaustive research into the television, like the after-school television schedules of the local TV stations in Tampa Bay at the time, I will bet nuts to nickels. Are you going to jump first? Yes, you're going to jump first. There's the box. I'm going to jump over you. I will bet nuts to nickels that... I remember Batman the Animated Series was on at 4 p.m. And I'll bet on the other channel had the Disney Afternoon that was running Darkwing Duck at around the same time. That's why I never watched Darkwing Duck. Sometimes he jumps at you, and I don't really try to avoid the damage here. If he jumps at me, that's when I'm going to take damage, but he didn't, so I'm fine. And we got through the whole first level without dying. This is a pretty brutally hard game. I would say that this game is a much higher difficulty level than the other NES Disney games. Now we will go to the bridge. Quackerjack is who we're going to take on here. The Little Mermaid and Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers and the DuckTales games, they have their moments. Like, you can't sleepwalk through them. But Darkwing Duck is a little harder, and I don't want to pick up this stupid firepower here. By firepower, I mean lightning power. That's what that is. It's lightning, not fire. I actually could not tell you what the other guns do in the game because getting them is a waste of time, so I never do. But yeah, Darkwing Duck, and maybe it's because you can feel the Mega Man influence in it. Maybe that's what makes it a little more difficult, but I feel like there's more... Like, the game almost requires memorization, like knowing where the monsters are in each level and what they can do. More so than even a Mega Man game, because Mega Man can make a lot of mistakes before dying. Darkwing Duck, 4 hits and you're done. The flip side of that is, though, that enemies in this game can drop, and frequently do drop, full health to fill you back up. So, a little practice goes a long way in this game, but I don't think it's a strictly memorization game the way something, say, like Battletoads is, or Castlevania is. Memorization is definitely an element of it. But a couple of practice runs and you can see where we're at here. I think there's a bonus stage. Let's do it! Is this the good bonus stage or the bad bonus stage? Oh, it's the bad one. Okay. So there's a gameplay system in this game. If you push the up button, you can block stuff with your cape. And I will be doing that throughout the game. But what he wants me to do here is block these capsules with my cape. And then knock the resulting pickups down into my net. I guess Goslin... Was Goslin Darkwing Duck's daughter or niece or something that lived with him? I don't know anything about this cartoon. I just know that the game is fun. So that's one way that this game differs from the other NES Disney games, in that I think it's quite a bit harder, and maybe that's because it has clear Mega Man influences while the other games didn't, and Mega Man is just a little more difficult in general. I feel like there's a little more game here than especially in The Little Mermaid or Rescue Rangers, which only have a couple of levels. This game, I think, has 7 stages, which means 7 boss fights, and there's unique stuff in every stage. Look how I can block this nerd's shots, and then shoot him in the face. So, there's a lot of watch and react in this game. You can't just spam your shots the way you would in, like, a Mega Man game. You're limited in how many shots you have on screen. I think his bullets travel a little slower than Mega Man's too, because he does feel a little more sluggish as far as spamming shots. But you're much better off knowing how many shots each monster takes and then measuring them properly rather than just spamming down. And you have to know how the monsters move. You're not going to be able to just bumble your way through. You don't have enough health for that. So I do think the game is a little more difficult. I think the other big difference between this and the other NES games, and I say this without having actually seen the source materials that much, but it's just something I suspect, is that we gotta just stay behind this guy. If you stay behind this guy, his dude up top will not hit you with his bananas. I mean, they will if you stand in place, but you don't want to get in front of him because then he'll just run into you. But he doesn't want to ever be on the same level as you, because that's how you attack him. The only way you can get hurt is by banana assault, which is very painful if you've never had it happen to you. I do not recommend banana assault at any point to anyone. But yeah, the other difference, and I say this again without having seen much of the source material, I think this game is truer to the source material than the other Capcom Disney games. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's give Scrooge McDuck a pogo stick. Like, yeah, that makes a great video game. It's a lot of fun, but it's not, like, when in the show does he have a pogo stick? Hey, let's make The Little Mermaid where she whips bubbles at fish. Like, that makes for a fun gameplay system, but I don't remember the scene in the movie where Ariel enslaves the fish of the sea by trapping them in bubbles and then throwing them at other fish so that they both die. These are gameplay mechanics that were invented that to me feels like Capcom had like a bunch of like half-baked game ideas just on the shelf ready to pull off. Then like, hey man, we got the Disney license. What do we got on the shelf? Oh, we got Uncle Moneybucks' Pogo Stick Jamboree. All right, man, we're gonna get rid of Uncle Moneybucks and put in Scrooge McDuck. Done. Obligatory sewer level. We want to be careful here. I guess we don't, because he dropped some full health, so we're fine. We just don't want to get egged while we're killing this fool here. Oh, I guess it almost happened. Oh, sometimes that egg, when it rushes at you, clears this hole. And I just respawned the egg. That's how you know it's a Capcom game. Alright, we're good. But yeah, I think this game is much more true to the Darkwing Duck ethos. Like, again, I haven't seen the cartoon, but I imagine this is... Like, I imagine... Oh, no. Oh, no. Put the arrow in the wall. Thank you. I imagine it's pretty much like this. You know, you got the crime-fighting guy running around. I got a free man right there. Nice. There's more free men's here, too. That's why I came over here. There's 3 of them in this area, plus some full health, so I'm good. Like, he solves crimes, there's villains, he goes to all the different places in the city. I'm sure he got all kinds of gadgets, you know, like, it's probably pretty true to the source material, I would think. I forgot that guy was there. Maybe they should have given him a pogo stick. Couldn't say. Maybe in general, just all Vidya games are better with pogo sticks. Ooh, I hit a banana peel. Banana peels don't damage you, but they do stun you for a moment. And make you look really dumb. So we want to take out these crows as we go. See, I forgot that guy was there. That'd be a stupid place to take damage against Flamethrower Squirrel. Was that a squirrel? Or was that a weasel? Or no, weasels are in DuckTales. So, when was the first... I played this game as an adult. We downloaded it on the emulator and played it for the first time. I don't know when, but I know that we played it... I played it on YouTube before, actually. Me and my friends, many years ago, did a Let's Racing Time race of the Disney afternoon. We picked 4 Disney games, and this was one of them, and a free man just dropped into the purple liquid sludge. Great. Gone forever. This guy here, he's only going to fire when I fire, so I kind of want to jump towards him while I fire. But I don't want to jump... If you jump too high, you grab this ledge. Oh, he didn't hit me from there. Maybe I can just put right up against the wall. That's a trap. That I just... Do I need this free man? Who am I kidding? I'm going to take this free man. We're going to try it. We're going to hunt down the Freeman here. Speaking of games I've never played... Oh, really? Okay. No, that was fine. I deserved that. I thought I was going to jump up through the platform. Instead, I jumped into the hole. Well, you know what? It gives me an opportunity to do this whole level better. And not take as much damage. And prove my Darkwing Duck skills. Let's get dangerous, as they say. And by they, I mean the one guy in the show says that. The one character says that. Darkwing Duck says that. That's what Darkwing says.
Shoutouts to Curtis Montgomery for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.